Hello all, welcome back. Today's topic will be justice. Our objectives for today: you will be able to define justice, you will describe examples of justice and injustice, and you will evaluate what is fair and what is not fair. Our essential questions for today: what is justice and what systems of justice do we have today, as well as how did specific historical figures and documents shape the Constitution. And our standard for today is 5.1 cc. So the last time we talked, we were talking about what is civics, and we originally said that it is the study of citizenship and the study of government. We said that one key aspect to our government was liberty. Another key aspect to our government is going to be justice. So let's see what that means. Justice simply means that all people should be treated fairly, and that no one group should be favored or preferred over another. So this would mean that doesn't matter what group you are, what you fall into, if you commit a crime and your best friend commits a crime, you will both be served with justice. You will go to court and the penalty will fit the crime. But we'll look at more examples as we move forward. So, some examples of justice. Let's say we're in elementary school and there's two groups, a group of girls and a group of boys. Now let's say that I give the girls an extra 5 minutes of recess and I make the boys stay inside to clean the room. Now that doesn't sound very fair, does it? But let's say then the next day I allow the boys to have an extra 5 minutes of recess while the girls have to stay inside. This is an example of justice or fairness because I am treating everyone the same. Another example. Imagine that a family goes for a fun afternoon of cherry picking, and when they start, each family member gets a basket, and everybody is equally excited to start picking those cherries, but there's a problem. The trees are so tall that the 2-year-old can't reach any cherries at all, and the 5-year-old can only reach a few. Now, if the parents were to say, you can only eat what you pick, that would not be considered fair because the little ones, the 2-year-old and the 5-year-old, wouldn't have very much to eat. So instead, to make it fair or to make it just, the family decides to share all of the cherries together. And that's another example of justice. So let's go ahead and take a look at examples of injustice. And the word injustice simply means a lack of fairness or to be unfair. So, one example. In the 1800s, if you were a woman, you were not allowed to leave your home without a chaperone. Even if you just wanted to walk down the street to say hi to a neighbor, if you wanted to go to the store to pick something up, you would have to go with a brother, a sister, an aunt, an uncle, a mother, or a father, or whoever was around. You were not allowed to go anywhere alone. Meanwhile, men were pretty much allowed to go wherever they wanted at any time of day and didn't need anyone following them around. Now, if you ask me, that's pretty unfair. Another example of injustice. Let's say that we have two children who both forget to wash their hands before dinner, but the mother only sees the little boy forget to wash his hands, but he doesn't see the little girl forget to wash her hands. So an example of injustice would be this. That mother says, all right, little boy, I did not see you raise your hand, I did not see you wash your hands, and now you have to go to bed without any dinner. At the same time, she would allow the little girl to sit and eat her dinner and then go to bed. But both the little girl and the little boy committed the same crime, okay? They both did something wrong, but only one of them is being punished for it. So that's another example of injustice. So, I know our lesson was a little bit short today, but that's okay. So by now you should be able to define justice, describe examples of justice and injustice, and you should be able to evaluate what is fair and what is not fair. But to do a little bit more on that last objective there, you're going to have to head over to our activity and get started on it. Once you finish that, you can head on to our next topic.